You're watching WMBD This Morning.
Welcome back. You just heard an amazing performance by native Peorian Mindylu Watkins.
That's right, and now she's sitting down to join us for an interview, and of course we want to thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah, so how did you get your start in music?
You know, I am from Peoria. I am so honored that I grew up with amazing music programs in our schools here. I went to Concordia Lutheran, I went to Richwoods High School. I had Jan Keeskin and Wayne McCumber as my music teachers, and they inspired me to also become a music teacher. And I went to college for vocal performance and also studied, I have my music education degree, so I am a music teacher. Dreams do come true. I've recently released during the pandemic, I worked on getting this released. It was recorded before the pandemic, but this was a lifelong journey, getting my start in Peoria.
Yes. And speaking of that album, so you got to work with some Grammy-nominated audio engineer. Can you tell us about that experience?
I went to Athens, Georgia, and I worked with a sound engineer by the name of John Keane, who you might have heard of bands by the name of the Indigo Girls, REM, Widespread Panic. He's responsible for those artists, and you can really hear that influence on the album. It was an honor because my favorite bands growing up were REM. I mean, I remember the Indigo Girls' first album coming out in 1989 and being like full-blown singing Closer to Fine. That is also a song that is always requested, is Closer to Fine. And it's kind of funny because I ended up recording with the same engineer who does all of the extra instrumentation on the album. It's really, it's a dream come true.
I was going to say,
It's like a full circle moment.
Right.
Yes, yes. But this, you know, it came out during the pandemic, and you know, trying to come back out of the pandemic as a musician has been a lot of work.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Things are not the same.
It's not.
No.
I mean, they are coming back. Music,
Sure.
the arts, the entertainment, they're back, you know, but this is my album.
Well, continuing the talk about your album,
Yeah.
now, all the songs that are recorded were originals except for Beautiful Child of God. That's your cover. So
Yes.
What does that song mean to you for it to be the only cover on your album?
Jerry Joseph is the songwriter for Beautiful Child of God, and he is by far and away one of my favorite songwriters. And you know, it just, because I knew I was going to call the album Tuesday's Child, and this album is very much a journey of my childhood to now. It just fit, and I asked him, I'm like, can I use your song? And he was very gracious, and I'm very proud of it. It's really cool. So
Amazing. I love that. And so what are your plans for the future? What do you have coming next?
I'm really focusing on writing more songs. I do plan on going back into the recording studio. I had to cut a song off this album. This was originally an 11-song album, but in order to make the 10 songs fit on vinyl, because the whole point of doing this was to get vinyl. Like, I have CDs, but CDs, as we know, they've kind of run obsolete. Vinyl is the craze, aside from streaming, and this was my dream because I grew up listening to my records in front of my record player. The lyrics are on the inside.
Yep.
I mean, I was just like glued. So I did this the way I was a kid listening to music. Listen to it, track 1 to track 10, or side A to side B.
Right.
That's the way the album was crafted, and so that's how where I picked. What am I doing in the future? I'm writing more songs. I am getting back out there and playing again.
Amazing.
It's a slow journey, but I'm hoping for that day somebody hears my song, picks it up, and I hear it like, you know, on the World Series or something.
Right. Well, of course, we want people to be able to hear you, and we have all of that information on where people can purchase your record, your CD, on our website, ciproud.com, and right there on your screen right now. But Mindylu, thank you so much for being here this morning.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Of course.
Absolutely. And we'll share all of these details on our website, ciproud.com. Just click on the WMBD This Morning tab under News.